It's really easy to look at the glamorized version online and think that it's all rainbows and butterflies. So this might be the most surprising item in my entire van. There is a way to do this that works for everyone. Again, with the dog, I use it constantly. Hi, I'm Alex. Come check out my van. So welcome to my kitchen. Over here, regular sink. I have a black sink, which is a blessing and a curse. I think it looks really great, but I had to switch to charcoal toothpaste because it was splattering all over the place and I had to clean it like every 5 seconds. So I don't know if I would entirely recommend the black sink. Berkey right here, this is how I filter my water. You know, traveling around, you never know what kind of water you're getting. So I have peace of mind just running it through a filter that I trust. Over here, I have a bunch of shelving. This is all random stuff. So up here, I think I have some binoculars and a GoPro and things like that. This is all toiletry kind of stuff. This is all hardware stuff, which I would say this is my most used thing because being on the road, things break all the time. So definitely reach for a lot of stuff in there. And then this is just the catch-all for if there's things on the counter right before I'm about to drive and I want to make sure that they have a spot and not, you know, fly all over the place. I shove them right in here. One of the most used things is this lint roller. I used to buy like the regular size ones, and then with this giant dog, very quickly I would run through all of the sheets. So I switched to this guy, and this is a game changer for lint rolling my bed, whatever I'm wearing. So definitely reach for that every day. Down here I have just all my cleaning products, dog food. One of the items that people kind of make fun of me for having is a whole vacuum. So I have this little guy. When it's in this mode, I use it as a dust buster. It also has this full thing for doing the floor. And I know it's a tiny space, but again, with the dog, I use it constantly. I don't know if you can see how much dog hair is in there. Like, that's like 1 day of vacuuming. I do also have a lid for my sink. I use this only in one situation, and that is when I'm too lazy to do dishes and I just want to make the van look cute. So I'll just throw that over. Love having that. This little basket, I put all my fruit in. I know a lot of people have those fruit hammocks. I tried them and I had bruised bananas every single day. So I definitely recommend one that's like not going to swing when you drive. On this side, let's see, I have this little basket right by the door that I keep dog treats in, both for my own dog and for any other dog that passes by. Got some candles. They have a little remote to turn on. You can adjust them. You can set a timer if you're going to bed. And those are kind of the perfect lighting if I'm in a camp spot, or say I'm camping in like a city and I don't want anyone to know I'm in here. I need a little bit of light to get ready for bed, but I don't want it, you know, super bright in here. I will just turn those on and that's absolutely perfect. They're battery powered, and like everything on the counter, museum putty. Buy the white stuff, not the clear stuff. It doesn't work. But museum putty will keep your stuff on your counter even on some crazy roads. And then this is my air filter. So again, with the dog, he brings in so much dirt and dust. A lot of times when he goes to sit on bed, it's just this plume around him. So I bought that right before I went down to Baja for the winter, knowing that the kind of the sand and everything would be even worse. And I just changed the filter for the first time the other day. I think it lasted 6 months, and it was shocking how much nasty stuff was in there that I would have been breathing in. So I definitely recommend that. It's not 12 volt, but I leave my inverter on all the time and it draws like nothing. So Max Air fan, I leave this thing running 24/7. I don't know if you can tell, it's filthy. I clean it sometimes, but honestly, whatever. I grew up just south of Boston, Massachusetts, and I got into van life 2 years ago. It was as a result of my mom passing away from breast cancer. I was wanting a big change, and I had always sort of been interested in the whole tiny home, tiny living thing. So I actually got an amazing opportunity with Tiny Home Tours to sort of try it out, try before I buy sort of thing. So I was able to use one of their mini school buses for 6 months, and absolutely fell in love with life on the road. And after that, I bought this van to keep doing it. So it's been 2 years, and yeah, I still love it. Once I had decided that I wanted to try van life, I actually got a chance to talk about it with my mom, and that was maybe a week or two before she passed away. And so, you know, she was so excited for me that it was something I wanted to do. It kind of shocked everyone else in my family because I definitely wasn't the outdoorsy type, but I jumped into it with both feet, and right after she passed away, I got this amazing opportunity to try it out. And so it kind of just felt like fate. It felt like exactly what I needed at that time. So I thought that was really special. So growing up, I every summer went on one quote unquote camping trip, but you know, in a cabin. I wasn't in a tent or anything like that. And then as I got older, I started to be more interested in actually exploring outdoors a bit more. I was always a little bit too controlling of everything, right? I wanted my house perfectly clean. If a guest was coming over, everything had to be immaculate. And like today, getting ready for this tour, this van's filthy right now. And I don't know if you can tell, but you just have to kind of let go of some of those things. And I think that's something van life really taught me, is just you can't control stuff. So you can't control the weather. You can't control if your house vehicle breaks down and it throws off all of your plans. Like you just got to let go of that stuff. And van life has been huge to help me do that. Down here, I have my pantry drawer. It's mostly filled with wine right now. I really need to go grocery shopping. In here, I have pots, pans, a tiny little toaster that I got from Walmart. It's like just a little 1-slot toaster, and they're super low wattage. So I think it was like 10 bucks. Definitely recommend those. And then silverware in this drawer here. In this one, I used to have an induction cooktop. It was a 2-burner induction, so it took up essentially this entire drawer. It drew so much power, and I honestly didn't really like cooking on induction that much, and it was huge to pull in and out. So I got rid of it and ended up getting just one of those little camping stoves. This little guy here. So just buy butane, and I find I'm fine with just having the 1 burner. Now that I don't have the induction in here, it's just filled with random spices, a bunch of Polaroid pictures that I need to hang up. It's kind of just another catch-all junk drawer. This is where I keep some more toiletries, and then it's also where my diesel heater is. So it's right there at the bottom. The controller for it is right here. I wanted it in a spot that I could reach it from bed. I think when I use it most often is just that chilly morning that it's kind of hard to get out of bed. So I'll kick it on, warms the place up in like 2 minutes, and then I'll shut it back down. Right next to it, carbon monoxide detector, of course. Always keep those low to the ground. I've got a big isotherm fridge. Totally recommend this over a chest fridge. In my previous rig, I had a chest fridge, and it got really annoying having to pull everything out to get to the stuff at the bottom. So the front opening one, totally the way to go. So this might be the most surprising item in my entire van. Not the shower, it is the contents of the shower. So this doubles as my closet. And in here, I keep this fur coat. So I call this thing the animal. And I got it at this thrift store in Frisco, Colorado. And it's about 100 pounds. You would think like, no way would you ever wear this thing living in a van, you know? But I wear it on cold desert nights. I wear it like all of the time. So while I know it doesn't make sense to have in here, it doesn't fit anywhere else. Like just, it's a ridiculous thing to have. But this is kind of my splurge space item. In a van, it's not like the money things that are the splurge, it's the space for sure. So that's in there. My Nature's Head composting toilet, which I pull out when I want to shower. Little handheld shower deal. And I use little touch lights for in here. I hang towels and stuff in there. A lot of times it's where my shoes end up. If it's raining, it's where my, clothes go to dry. I also have a thing of extra screen in here. Arlo a lot of times kicks out the screens in the windows by my bed, and so every once in a while I have to fully rescreen them, which is on my to-do list. So I have that in there. My previous rig did not have a shower, and when I first started living on the road, I thought that that would be the death of me. I didn't think I could live without one. Very quickly learned that I could. I had a Planet Fitness membership at the time. I would go there whenever I needed to shower. And then once I got this rig, I actually thought about removing the shower because I was so convinced I didn't need it. Now I love it, and because I'm able to use it as storage as well, I think it's totally worth having. I ended up canceling my Planet Fitness membership. I don't shower in here every time I shower, but what I found is that having the Planet Fitness membership was kind of keeping me to bigger towns. And I found that if I didn't have that membership, I could go to rec centers in small towns and the showers would be like $1 or $2. And so if I maybe every third time shower in here, it basically equals out. I don't do a full, luxury shower experience in here. It's much more toggle on and off, army style shower, but that's absolutely fine on the road. After 2 years on the road, I think my perception of van life has changed a little bit. It's really easy to look at the glamorized version online and think that it's all rainbows and butterflies, and really it's just you're living in a smaller space and you get to change your view, and that's it. It's not always this glamorous thing. And I think when I first got on the road, I felt this pressure, like you have this opportunity and you should try to be a travel influencer or something like that. And I don't know if no one's told you this, you don't have to do that. I think that it took me so long to realize, and I used to guilt myself if I went somewhere and I didn't take the perfect picture, the perfect video, whatever. Just enjoy it. And I give so much credit to the people who have the discipline to do that, because it is hard. I know it looks glamorous, but I have friends that do it and it's not that easy. But you also just don't have to. You can just enjoy the sunset and not take a picture of it, and that's okay. I also think I put a lot of pressure on myself to become a super minimalist, and I realized that just isn't me. So I've obviously had to downsize a ton, but it's okay to, be in a new spot and want a little token of that place, or like you saw with my fur jacket, have something that makes absolutely no sense. It just, just do whatever works for you. I have friends in vans that have entire closets of costume stuff. That's what they want to use their space for. You don't have to be this, I have one fork, one knife, one spoon kind of person. So, if you are, great, it's just not me. Okay, this is my bedroom / living room / hosting area. So originally I did not want a dinette. When I bought this van, I had every intention of converting this to a fixed bed. Actually, one of the huge reasons I thought I was going to have to is because I didn't think Arlo would be able to turn around in the hallway. And then the second he first came in here, he just turned around. And so I was like, okay, I guess I have options now. So I left it as a dinette and I love it. So I used to keep a paddleboard under the table, and that would really restrict how often I could convert it. I would have to pull the paddleboard, put it outside, and I wasn't always in a place that I could do that. I ended up selling the paddleboard because I realized just how nice it was having the dinette option. So it takes, 2 minutes. Obviously, I have a massive pile of bedding. That doesn't go anywhere. There's no place for it. But I have fit probably 8 people in here in this U-shaped dinette for game nights, or, if it's raining and you're at a campsite or whatever, people will all come on in here. And yeah, I love having it. Under the cushion on this side is my entire electrical system and all of my camping gear. And then on this side is my whole water system. Now, the little piece in the back, this actually comes out. So it doesn't come out easily, but you could remove it and then walk straight through and out the back. It was really handy when I was making a lot of changes in here, but I haven't taken it out since then. So I'm currently doing a huge clean out of all my clothes. So some of these cabinets look a little bit empty, but I keep all my clothes, bedding, towels, extra stuff up here. I try to always keep a tote bag ready to go with all of my work stuff so that if I wanted to run into a coffee shop, I have all my cords and electronics with me. Up here are all the electronics for my 12-volt system, my solar charge controller. I have a WeBoost, so people always ask me what this is. It's the antenna for a WeBoost that just magnets onto the roof of the van, and I can run the cord outside. I never really use it though. Over on this side, I have my cups, bowls, plates, all that good stuff, and then just a bunch more bins of clothes. So one thing I love about this van is that it has 2 huge windows on either side, and I think it makes it feel way bigger in here. I've been in the same van without them, and it definitely feels more like a hallway. I have these window covers that have Reflectix in them, so I just use these leather straps to keep them up, and then they also have another little hook, so if I want to have just part of the window open, I can do that. And I like these over the passenger style van windows because they have screens, and I basically always, even in the winter when it's cold, I almost always have windows open in here, so it's definitely nice having the screen option. Okay, so in the back, I have all my water storage over here. I always keep a spare gallon of water just in case I run out, a solar shower. This, more unnecessary stuff. Everyone's got to have a pair of white cowboy boots. And then I always like to keep a pair of mud boots in here, like rain boots, because I've gotten stuck in rainy, muddy situations before, and they're super helpful. Also a sleeping bag if it is super freezing cold and your heater breaks, which 100% will happen. Over here I have my camping chair, camping table, the tank for my diesel heater, a shovel, an axe, and recovery tracks, which I need a new pair because I shredded mine. So when I bought this van, I bought it fully done. I obviously made some changes, a lot of cosmetic changes. You know, I added more solar, added more electrical. But at the end of the day, I knew I was paying for someone else's labor. And I was okay with that because the time that it would have taken me to buy a van, design a whole build, learn how to build, and then, you know, make all the mistakes, fix them, buy all the tools, all that, the time to get on the road was important to me. And so I ended up buying one already done, and, you know, whatever route you choose, just get on the road, you know, whatever's right for you. I will say that a lot of times, you know, this is my second rig. There were things in my first rig I thought I couldn't live without, and I was wrong. And then there are things in this rig that I bought it thinking I would change, and I was wrong. So it really just, it depends on the person. I think, you know, I used to watch people's van tours and think, oh, this works for that person, so that must work for me. And you really don't know. You just have to try it out and see what works for you. So try to live without the thing first and decide if you actually need it. And even then you still might be wrong. Everyone is capable of doing this, and there is a way to do this that works for everyone. Maybe you can't be a full-time on the road person, but you get to do it on weekends, or you know, maybe you need a larger vehicle because you are more comfortable with different amenities. Like, all of that's fine. Just figure out what works for you and try it. And if you don't like it, that's fine too. Meeting people on the road is super unique, whether that's friendships or dating people. Like, you just have to get to know people quickly. So when you go and camp up with a new group of people, you just get into things deeper, faster. And when you go on a date with someone, you need to find out if you want to stick around that town to see where things go. And so it just kind of cuts out the small talk and the some of the mundaneness that I found living in one place. And I feel like the connections that I've made with people that I've met while traveling have just been so different than anything I've ever experienced living in one spot. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to follow along with my journey, my Instagram is Adventures of Alex and Arlo. And over there I have linked the tour to the bus that I lived in before this. So I think it's always cool to see how people's journeys have evolved over time.